Okay, this is a quick video on how to add a journal article to the online Zotero library. So you go to zotero.org, you click the login button at the top. I've already logged into my account. Then you go to the My Library tab. This will show you everything that's currently in the online library for your account. If you notice, I have no items in here right now. In the second box on the screen here, I just pulled up a random article. This one is on learning styles. I would like to add this article into my Zotero library. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to click the Create Item button, which is this green circle with the white plus in it. And then we have to select the item type. Now this is really important to select the correct item type. If you don't select the correct type, it won't ask you for the right information. Then when you try to put this reference into a paper, Zotero will make the reference incorrectly because it's citing it as the wrong thing. So pull this down. Notice it is not in alphabetical order. Journal article and book sections are at the top because that's normally what people use. So we're going to say a journal article. Press continue. Now, you have all of these categories you need to fill in. You should fill in as many as possible, so if you switch between different styles, such as APA and MLA, different fields are there that the software can help you to correctly format your citation. So our title is Learning Styles. If you spell something incorrectly, it underlines it in red, just like in Microsoft Word. Right-click, and it will help you correct it. Now, one hint I'm going to tell you is in styles such as APA, only the first word of the title and proper nouns are capitalized. Since Zotero is a garbage in, garbage out type of software, we need to make sure that we put our titles in the format we want them to come out. If I was to capitalize styles here, learning styles, when Zotero made that title into a reference, both words would be capital, which would be incorrect for the APA style. So kind of watch that and make sure that you put things in the way that you want them to come back out. Now we move down to authors. So our author is going to be last name, first name, if I can spell it right. And again, in APA, you can just put the first initial if you want, if you know you're going to be using APA. If not, you can go ahead and put the whole name in. Now, if you wanted to have an additional author, you could just hit the plus button here, and it would give you space for another author. So you need to put in each author separately, otherwise the system will only put the first author in, which is incorrect in all the styles. Now I've made an error here. There's only one author, but I have two author slots. So how do I get rid of that? Well, I can come over here and just click the remove button, and it will remove that second author slot. Now what about for edited books and things like that that don't necessarily have a stated author? Well, you can pull down your menu here and say contributor, editor, translator, whatever you need to put the name in there to have it correct. So the next section is the abstract. You do not need to put that in for most of the citation formats, but it's really nice to have that there. So 2 or 3 years later, when you're looking at your library and you're like, oh, what was this article about? I don't really remember. You can have a nice little abstract in there. You can do that simply by cutting and pasting. I will copy part of the abstract out of the article. Oops. If it will let me here, I can just copy it, paste it right in there. So now there's some information in the article. So publication. The publication, since we're doing a journal article, is going to be who published this. Well, this is the name of the journal. So ELT journal. And again, remember you need to use capitalization as this is a proper noun. that's appropriate for the style that you want to use. Volume, right here says volume 67, so we'll put the 67 in. Issue is 4. Page numbers is 488 to 490. The date, now this is something that throws a lot of people off. In the date, since here on the article it says 1 October 2013, they'll put that in on the date. Again, remember it's garbage in, garbage out. So in APA, which is the format I normally use 99% of the time, journal articles only use the year of publication. So if I put in that full date, it's going to drop that in on every single one of my citations, and they're all going to be wrong. So just kind of think about it, and make sure that you're doing what you need to do for your article here. So I don't have a series or a series title or series text, no language. Ooh, there is a DOI. Let's put that DOI number in there. The DOI, or retrieved from information, is really important on journal articles so that the reader can go and find where you got the article. So if I did not have a DOI, I could just come up here and copy this URL off the top, and I could put it right here in this little URL slot so it would stick it in there. Now I will warn you, if you put both a DOI and URL, Zotero will put both of them into your reference again when it makes it, because it's just taking the information it has and dumping it out. So most of the citation formats say use one or the other. So I'm going to take this URL out just so I don't confuse the software and it doesn't give me the wrong information. Okay. So it looks like we have everything we need. Again, you can do locations and archives, library numbers, all sorts of good stuff. And you can tag this. So with this, since I do a lot of educational things with learning styles, I'm actually going to put this as education. So I can go back later and find this as an educational article. Now notes, this is a feature I really like, that you can add a note in here, and I can put a personal note in of what the article is about, how I want to use it, maybe what papers I used it in. So it gives you a lot more information than just the citation. When you're done, click Save. Now you're going to see that I have this entry in my Zotero library. I can also add attachments, which is really cool. I could take this PDF document right here. I'm going to save it to my desktop. We'll call it Learning Styles. And then I can upload it as an attachment. Here's the PDF file I made. Just drag it and drop it right there. So now I have the full article right here attached to the reference in my library. So that is how you put a new reference into your online library in Zotero.